Welcome to More Than Know podcast. I'm your host, Josh Mor-In, Vice President and co-founder of Field Supplements, as well as sobriety, woke, business, and wellness coach. More Than Know delivers an array of content based on marketing, health and fitness, personal branding, addiction, and often goes down the rabbit hole of politics, conspiracy, and the truth. If you seek to better understand the inner workings of human performance, consciousness, business, and humanity, you've come to the right place. Thank you for tuning in and tagging along. Let's get today's podcast started. Welcome, everyone. Episode number 4. We are rocking and rolling. We are grooving in this quarantine, man. I think I'm flourishing in this quarantine and this time at this downtime. Instead of burrowing, I think now is the time to really thrive. And I'm joined here by one of my best friends, day one homies, Trevor Wilson. Say what up to the peeps.
Yo, what's going on, everybody?
Tev Wilson.
Tev, EXP Realty Trev.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, changed the tag a little bit ago.
He got more professional.
Yeah. You start your own freaking career. You got to get going, man. You got to get going on the social media.
That's right.
That's my brand now.
That's your brand, boy. And so just a little backstory on Trevor and I. Trevor and I first met each other.
On Grindr.
Dude, don't tell the people our secrets, man. Brennan wouldn't be...
She would not be happy with us.
We'd be like that show. What is that show with the two business pals that they're Frankie and... I'm going to come back to that one. But it's two business pals. They've been in business for like 25 years, have wives and kids.
And they fuck each other?
Yeah. Well, what happens is after 20-some years, they tell their wives that they've been gay with each other for the entire time.
So they've been doing their own business on the side.
The business with the business.
Little side business.
Yeah, but I think the original business was at ASU when I first came down here in 2012.
Yeah.
And Trev, you're originally from Tucson, yeah?
Tucson, yeah, the dirty tea.
Oh, man.
Yeah, dirty tea from Dirty Tea.
And dubbing it up, dude. You're probably not from the actual dirty tea part, but I've been down there.
Yeah, it's when you get to like the downtown where the U of A is.
Boy,
it's bad.
It's bad.
Riddled with homeless people too.
Yeah, I mean, and I was just down there. Not to
dig on the U of A campus, but
right. Yeah, I mean
I'm a little biased.
Ain't no ASU though. No.
Dude, does U of A have a bridge that when you walk up it, you fucking support your back when you walk up the bridge?
Whoa.
I don't think so.
An ergonomic bridge? What?
They didn't have that in mind, bro.
No, dude, they were not thinking about that because they didn't got the money for that type of...
No.
Dude, this whole time we haven't been fucking recording.
Shut the fuck up.
And we are back after some technical difficulties. All I can say is this podcast has definitely been a huge learning curve. And as the time goes on, man, we just recorded for about 5 minutes. And I was looking at the screen and it seemed as if we were not recording. Thank God technology was in our favor today.
Yes. And just so you know, Josh, 5 minutes seems like an eternity with you.
Does it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm usually a 30-second man, so... But don't tell people...
2 pump chump, huh?
Hey, sometimes only one, dude. One and done.
Two if you're lucky, huh?
That's right. That is exactly right. Two if you're lucky. But we were talking about the dirty tea, how dirty it really is, and I was just down there, man.
For what?
A few months ago for a jiu-jitsu competition in support of Jimmy House. We were at
10th Planet.
No, it was like in a theater, man. It was like on a campus. It was like
at the U of A.
No,
or Pima.
It might have been at Pima.
Okay.
It might have been at Pima.
Yeah, because they do have was it downtown?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't downtown. I should remember this, and I don't quite remember exact the spot.
Uh-huh.
It was a pretty cool little setup though. They had it was in like an auditorium setting, so you kind of sat back and watched like if you're watching a concert type situation, and then they had the jiu-jitsu mats going on. And
oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was pretty.
So was it elevated? They were elevated up.
Well, no, they was just on their stage, you know.
Oh,
so
I got you.
yeah, so then they had like balcony seating and whatnot. So I think it was a pretty cool little
Abe Lincoln seats.
Abe Lincoln seats. But yeah, man. I mean, kind of a cool little deal. I've seen a few like wrestling duels kind of held like that. Have you ever seen those?
Yeah.
So it's kind of a different type of setting.
At the college level.
Yeah, at the college level. So yeah, I was down there for that, and dude, I mean, I've only been down there a few times, and honestly, when I go back to the college days that I was down there, I probably only remember the first 10 or 15 minutes of being in the city.
I was gonna say it depends on what you're down there for.
Yeah.
It could be a good time. But.
It's a great time, but dude, when I was driving out of that place, man, I was like, "Whew, if I ever want to like start a business and have a huge facility, probably with low cost, I could start it here, bro. I could.
fuck yeah.
I'm looking at this, and I'm like, bro,
You just pick up it's like 3 or 4 or 5 homeless people to help get you started. help with a little bit of the work, bro.
shit. That's all of Tucson. No, I mean, but dude, there was like 50% of the businesses, like the walls and windows were boarded.
Yeah.
It was it was like a ghost
And
town.
they all went to sell Sonoran dogs on the side of the street.
Is that what they do? I don't know. What the fuck is Sonoran
Sonora
dog?
dogs is a hot dog wrapped in fucking bacon. Dude, there's so many Sonora dog stands out there. Mexican food joints too.
The capital.
Delicious, bro. Oh, the capital.
So how far are you from Mexico?
I'd say like 4 hours. 4 hours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've been there a couple times.
Yeah.
My high school wrestling coach had a little casita out there.
Oh.
We went down to Rocky Point a
Okay.
couple times.
So that's how you get to Rocky Point, is straight south from here through Tucson?
Straight south.
So you're 4 hours away from Rocky Point?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice, man. I bet you that was kind of a trip. But
Yeah.
So Trev's from the Dirty T.
Yeah.
And you came up here in 2012 and was going to we're wrestling for Arizona State.
Yeah.
And that's how you and I initially met.
Yes, sir.
And it's kind of,
Same weight class.
we were the same weight class, but you were quickly and steadily growing out of the 133-pound fucking
Dude,
weight division.
I hit a fucking 20-year-old growth spurt. I was real late, I guess.
Right.
Sophomore year, my sophomore year of high school, I was hitting a growth spurt, cutting weight too, and then come college, my freshman year, I don't know what the hell was going on, dude. I
Yeah.
just didn't stop growing, and
Well-
now I'm stopped, unfortunately.
Yeah, I feel that. I've been stopped
Yeah.
for a while. I get wider, thicker, but for some reason, I'm not getting any taller. I'm still waiting for my late
Yeah, you'll hit one.
20.
I heard by like 28,
Yeah,
29.
you just get it again,
Yeah,
dude. Another spurt.
Before you turn 30 for sure.
Yeah, I'm waiting on it, man. I'm still waiting on it. But I remember talking to my dad because obviously we're in the same weight class, and he'd be the first one to tell me, he's like, dude, that dude is not going to be a 133 pounder very long.
Dude, when I first came there, remember they wanted me to be a 125 pounder, and then I come after all the summer practices and stuff that what we did in the mornings
Right.
and whatnot. I'm like, it's come August, I'm freaking 150 pounds,
Right, dude.
Lee Pritt's looking at me like, what the fuck are you
Yeah, Lee Pritz, man. I'm sure we can get into that at
Yeah,
some
we
point.
can.
But yeah, man. I mean, what a trip, bro. I mean, I remember that, and you and I didn't really get to wrestle a whole lot because you were hurt early in the season.
Yep, I had what they call the correct terminology, a hip apophysitis.
Whoa.
Sounds like some Dr. Seuss shit.
Yeah, tell us about it.
Yeah. So what it is? It's my growth plate from my right pelvic bone was separating from the wherever the hell it else attaches. I don't know the anatomical lineup of it. I don't know
Right.
what I'm talking about even, but it was separating. And so because essentially I was growing too fast. Like I was saying, I hit that weird little growth spurt when I was 20. Gained a lot of weight. So I was 125 pounds my senior year of high school, coming into college, and then, dude, freshman 15 is no joke. It's
Right.
it's a real thing.
Right.
And weighing 150, and then I remember one day I was wrestling Cord Coronado.
Yep.
And we went in for some late night work. And just drill. You
Not
know
the
what I'm
only
saying? You know
time
what I'm
they
saying?
clappy.
We popped on our sweats.
Yeah, I'm sure you did, but
Turned off all the lights in the wrestling room.
Yeah, you guys.
We had so much room to work with.
Yeah, I know you did.
And yeah, I was in on a shot. I guess people don't know the terminology, but I was in on my partner's legs. Real deep. I was
Yeah,
real
I'm
deep
sure
in
you
there.
were.
And it just happened, man. Like I was like just seriously fell. And I remember I had to call Coach Stith, and I was like, "Yo, dude, I don't know what the fuck." And he came from his house. He lives pretty far away from ASU. Came from his house, and we sat in the locker room. I was like, "Dude, I don't know what happened. Like I can barely walk." And so yeah, and then we wound up getting some X-rays, MRIs, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
Hip apophysitis.
Whoa.
Yep. Hip apophysitis.
Hip
Apophysitis.
Yeah. Wow, dude, that's kind of
Yeah.
crazy. That's it. So obviously you were growing, man, and,
Yeah,
and your
yeah.
body was saying, "Dude, chill
Slow the
out."
fuck down.
Yeah, exactly. And entering your freshman year of college and putting that amount of stress and pressure, especially with all the training and the running and the lifting and the workouts, man.
Yeah.
Tough.
Dude, I mean, that Hell Week.
Oh, fuck.
That Hell Week, bro.
The Hell Week was something else, man. I can definitely say that, proudly say.
Ain't no Navy SEAL shit. But
No.
Still.
But it's tough.
Yeah,
It's fucking
it's
tough
tough.
when it's 110 degrees outside.
And you're carrying those 45-pound weights that have been sitting in the sun. Those
Yeah.
metal 45-pound weights sitting in the sun all day.
Yeah.
Fucking blisters.
Thankfully, on the 3 mile run,
Yeah.
I know
This is a story for the book.
I know you had quite the fun on the 3 mile run.
Yeah.
Thankfully, my group won it. I did have probably one of the baddest motherfuckers on the team in my group, though.
Who was it?
Hoffer.
Dude.
Yeah, that kid was a machine.
Yes.
And the
Robot. He's an Energizer bunny, bro.
But the funny thing was, is I knew Hoffer from 2004. I went to Alaska for a 14-day wrestling camp.
No shit.
And I'll be honest, I put it to him for 14 days. But he got super tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got super tough, man. And
I can't remember. Was he a 4-timer in Alaska?
he was a 4-time Alaska state champion.
Yeah, that's right.
And then I'm pretty sure he took second at high school nationals.
Damn.
And I'm pretty sure he lost to Joel.
No.
It was a crazy
good old
story,
Joel,
dude.
dude.
I'm pretty sure.
No way.
I'll have to look at this, but I remember there being a story about Hoffer and Joel having some long history, because they wrestled the same weight class,
Yeah.
and they're always battling back and forth. And apparently that Joel and Hoffer had wrestled through high school at high school nationals and some other big tournaments. So I'm pretty sure at high school nationals, Joel either beat Hoffer or Hoffer beat Joel, or one of the two in the finals or in a placing round matchup or something like that. So
Joel was no joke either, did he?
no, Joel was tough,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, he was a top recruit coming out.
Yeah.
Of Georgia.
Yeah.
Of Georgia. Yeah. So
ATL, baby.
ATL all day. One-on-one shorty. Shout out to
One-on-one
Joel. One-on-one shorty.
Yes.
Listen, check him out on YouTube, all platforms, major platforms at 101 Shorty. His name is Joel Smith to us, though.
Yeah.
But he's our guy. Yo, when we would do the 3 miles in 1930.
Yeah, dude, I don't even want to talk. Yeah.
Yeah.
First
First
just
off-
reliving those memories.
Dude, putting a bunch of wrestlers on the track at 6, 7 in the morning.
Yeah.
And first off, bro, besides some sprints and some things, bro, I was not much of a runner.
Oh, no.
How much running did you?
That's why I wrestled.
Yeah, how much running did you do before you even got to college?
None. Just to lose weight. Yeah. But that's the only time you ever ran.
Maybe some sprints after practice.
Yeah.
To blow your lungs out.
Yeah.
I wasn't waking up 4 days out of the week and running 3 miles.
No. If I had to lose extra weight, yeah. But
Right.
definitely not fucking doing any of that. Not for fun. Not for pleasure.
No, man. I've always kind of been under the interpretation that I've always been in great shape when I wrestled.
Mm-hmm.
I never really had a problem with my conditioning when I wrestled because I just drilled super hard.
Yeah, you condition for what you
Right.
what you do. Like
Right.
wrestling gets you in the best wrestling shape.
Right. And I never felt that the running was very advantageous for extra cardio.
Yeah, no, neither have I.
I mean, just to be honest, man, I feel there's a lot of wrestlers out there. I mean, and there's people who are going to be listening to this that are going to disagree.
Yeah.
Because, you see these, when they say, well, boxers are running those, 10 miles or whatever, and they start to, and you have that distance. Well, first off, you got to look at the sport. It's a 7-minute sprint.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what's running 30, 40 hour or more straight gonna do for me?
Yeah, it's extra work, but if anything, no. Like you need to wrestle to get in wrestling shape.
You have
for
to.
sure.
You have to.
And even I've read some shit and heard some shit that running wears your muscle out. Actually, like it's not necessarily the best for you.
I would believe it.
I like swimming workouts, dude. Personally,
Yeah.
I like to swim. That was fun. It was a little different for sure. Added
for sure.
a little different
I'm
taste.
not a very good swimmer.
Yeah.
Trev, so
I got the length.
Yeah,
I got the length
makes it
for
extra
it.
hard for me, dude.
You don't got them flippers on you, boy?
Dude, yeah. I mean, I can swim, but
Yeah.
I mean, we're not talking laps here. All right, I can swim to the one end to the other, but once.
And then start to drown.
Yeah, I'll tread water for a minute, but yeah, swimming just wasn't ever really a huge thing for me. But I understand the importance of it because it's low impact.
Yep.
It's easier on the joints and things. But also at the same time is like for me, I'm not a very good swimmer, and my form's not very good either. So it's bad form in anything, an incorrect form in anything is going to not be that great for the body.
100%.
So I just tried, for me personally, I mean, I worked really hard in the wrestling room, and I did work hard in the weight room. I've always worked hard in the weight room. That's
dude.
something.
I remember when we first got to ASU and we did those lifting programs.
Yeah.
You were putting up weight. You made me look like you made us all freshmen look like pussies, dude.
Dude,
I'd never done a clean in my life, and you just come in like, like what the fuck, dude? Squatting 275.
Oh, easy.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah.
I'm over there hitting 185.
Right.
I'm like, yo, I got long legs.
Yeah,
this squatting shit's not working out for me.
Fucking dandy long legs over here.
Look at he just had to squat a couple inches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
it.
Yeah. I'll have to say that I give some major thanks to my dad for that.
Congrats, bro. You bent your knees.
Yeah. Okay, well,
Fuck, dude. You're shorter to the earth, Josh.
I get it, Trev. I understand it, okay? And, if that's what it takes to have a 200 and 300 some pound squat or be able to put up 275.
Weighing 150.
Yeah. That was a crazy thing, man.
Yeah.
When I got
It's impressive, folks.
my dad, bro, before we got down here, because I've always kind of been a tweener. Same kind of situation.
Wait, what's it?
Whoa.
Tiny wiener?
Yeah.
Tweener?
Pretty much. Yeah. That too. But no, just more or less like in the weight classes, preparing for college, 125 and 135.
Right.
So it's like I'm too big for 125 pounds.
Yeah, okay, I got you.
But 133, I still needed some time to grow into that weight class, especially being 19 years old.
Yeah.
Now I'm a big 133 pounder now.
Yeah.
It's different now. I put on some maturity and some muscle. But back then, man, that was the thing is I was just, if there was a 130 pound weight class, I probably would have been perfect,
Right.
But, heading into college, and that's kind of how this whole disaster, me getting injured was, is, kind of a sim situation, dude. Obviously, before college, I was training super hard.
Yep.
So my dad had me that summer before putting up tons of weight, and I was lifting super hard, hitting the weight room.
Well, that's your dad's background, right?
Yeah. He's been training people for and been in the industry of training people, nutrition, wellness, supplements for 30 some more years. For a long, that's professionally,
Yeah.
And we're talking, he's always been involved since he was a kid. And so he always had me, man. I remember being 6 years old down in the basement doing perfect form squats, perfect form deadlifts, and power cleans.
Wouldn't let you go back up.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, dude. I remember putting 2.5.
You're not fucking eating till you get
Yeah,
this done.
pretty much, dude. Yeah. So I remember those days of doing those, and then I lifted my entire life, and I never got injured from lifting. But I think what happened was, man, is dude, we got down there, and I know firsthand that you can understand what we had to go through. And I was coming in the season 150 to 155 pounds, lifting super heavy. And then, dude, they wanted us to, first off, run long distance 3 to 4 times a week.
Yes.
Lift heavy. And then I came in lifting super heavy already. And so they wanted me to continually keep my numbers up while I was running. And then they were saying, well, now we need to have you guys start to drop your weights.
Yeah.
Because you're going to start to certify here soon. And we're still wrestling on top of all that.
Yep.
So I don't know about you, man.
It's a triple entendre, bro.
Dude, it's a recipe.
Nuts.
Yeah, it's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, absolutely. We're creating this tornado storm of freaking nonsense.
Absolutely, man. First off, your body, you can only handle so much.
Yep.
And
on top of that, dude, we were dude, at least me, I wasn't really taught in high school. I knew how to properly care for myself nutritionally, and stretch and stuff all that's important. But when you get to college, it's a whole nother level,
right?
And it's we had no guidance
for sure
when it came to that.
For sure,
we had zero guidance
for sure.
I know for sure. Someone like me, I needed it,
right? And I was pretty well versed in it, but even looking back, it even as versed and as much guidance as I did have, bro.
Dude, I didn't have a dad that brought me down to the basement. Hey, what else did you fucking do in that basement?
Dude, crazy shit, man. I look back on that, and that's just a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
And when I look at, and I wasn't the only one that got hurt. I probably got one of the to the extent of like the injury wise, probably one of the worst injuries on the team.
Oh, I can't really think of any other one. Like when I think, if you were to say, if someone were to come up to me and be like, yo, who got injured on your team? I think the first thing I would think of was your injury
Right.
for sure. I mean, I remember it all happened. Oh, and then it wasn't an injury, but remember when Kevin or Radford got his fucking eye poked?
Yep,
Yeah,
that
that
was-
was a crazy
dude.
one. Like I thought he was gonna go. I thought he was blind.
Right.
Like I thought he was blind right then and there. I expected him to like pull his fucking hand off his eye and his eyeballs in his hand or
Right.
something. Like, but yeah, if someone were to ask me like, hey, you guys have any like, what's some serious injuries you remember? Yours would be it for sure.
Crazy.
Yeah, I remember when that happened too. Good old Shane McGuff.
I was dealing with it for a while. What was happening is they were having us run and do all this stuff, and when like a quarter mile into the runs, my legs would start to fall asleep. They would fart. I'd start to fart to sleep.
My legs would,
I'd fart myself to sleep.
my legs would give out. I'd lose all control. My fucking gas.
Oh my god!
Start shitting myself.
Oh my! I couldn't help it. Turned into Val Rouser. So, but yeah, man, my legs would fart to sleep, and I would go to the trainers and be like, "Yo, something's going on. Why am I having pins and needles in my feet?
Yeah.
A quarter mile of running."
Why am I continuously farting and just falling asleep?
You got the goose farts when you're walking. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, no, you just have hamstring tightness. This is some severe hamstring
You
tightness.
have hamstring tightness, you idiot.
Yeah, you puss. I'm like, dude.
You ever heard of stretching?
Yeah. That's what they were trying to tell me. And so I pushed it and pushed it and pushed it. And then, one day I remember I was wrestling Shane McGuff, and I got jammed in like a front headlock. He like jammed me. Like I felt the herniation happen. Like I think what was happening, it was already herniated because
And
I
that
was
was
already
the
it
last
was
straw.
just kind of the last straw. And I remember it happening. Coach Pritz came over and he like grabbed my neck because he thought I had a stinger in my neck, and he like starts massaging out my neck.
Yeah, he did that shit.
Yeah, a lot. And
Yeah.
he's like, yeah, you just got a stinger. You're good, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, he's like, where do you, I'm like, dude, I don't feel it in my neck. I feel it shoot down my legs. And I remember to this day him going, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
And I was like-
He knew what
Yeah,
the fuck
he
was
knew.
up.
So me being me, and as well as just in our blood,
Yeah, gotta go again.
get the fuck back on the horse, man.
Yeah.
Get the fuck up, wipe yourself off, and jump back up on the pony.
Yeah.
And I remember going back in and pissed, dude. I was like, I'm about to crush him. And I remember hitting a super gnarly double leg or head outside high crotch, and running and picking him up and flaring his legs. And when I slammed him, right as I slammed him, my body was sideways, bro. And it was that was just like
That was
and
it.
when I like landed on him, dude. Oh, it was like two shooting pain to just like a knife getting jammed right in my back, dude.
Yeah,
And I
dude.
remember, all I remember is that happening, and I knew something was fucked up. And I got up and I chucked my headgear across the room. I said, "Fuck this, I'm out," and I walked out.
Yeah.
And that was the last time I stepped foot on a Division I wrestling ring.
Yeah.
Matt, in a setting that was during the practice.
Yeah. Yeah. I think at the time, from what I remember at least, I think that was when I was having my injury. Because
Yeah.
it was like I was out for a good 3 weeks to a month or something like that.
Yeah.
And I do remember that, like, because you guys were in the far corner of the room.
Yep.
And I was chilling on the Airdyne bikes we had.
Yep.
Whew.
The crazy part about all this is that you decided, hey, you had better opportunities and
Yep.
felt that Utah Valley and Orem, Utah was going to be a better home and
Yeah.
position to finish out your career. And you moved to Orem, Utah
Yeah.
and wrestled for Utah Valley, so you got a transfer. And the crazy thing about all that is that my best friends, Jade and Val Rouser,
Yeah, that's what's
were
nuts.
on the team.
They're the first two people that I live with.
Exactly.
That's what's nuts.
So
I
you-
roomed with Val for a little bit.
Yeah,
He's my very first roommate.
So you moved to Utah Valley, and then that's who you roomed with.
Yeah. That's who they put me with. Isn't that nuts?
It's crazy.
It's fucking nuts how the world works like that.
Yeah.
And we got to talking, and finally, I think one day I just mentioned your name, and they're like, Like, I know that guy. Like, we grew up. Val's like, I wrestled the guy 3 times.
Right.
Like, we're fucking best pals.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I used to drive all the time, or my dad used to drive me a lot.
Great Falls. How far is Great Falls?
About
from
an
Townsend?
hour and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, hour and 40 minutes.
Oh, that's well worth it, dude. Go get some training in.
Oh, dude. What happened was, it was kind of funny. So, how that situation got all set up was, obviously Jade and Val were having a lot of success.
Yep.
And I wrestled Val in the finals at a USAW or AAU state deal. And if I wasn't Val was really weathered. Val just understood how to win matches.
Yeah.
The first match that we wrestled, I probably should have beat him that match. He was just more weathered than me, man. I think he beat me by a point or two. And every match that we wrestled, besides one match, and I'll get into that.
Yeah.
Every match that we wrestled was a point match.
Damn.
Or a 1 point match.
That's when you know it's good, dude.
And so I remember after the match, Kurt and my dad talking and chatting, and Kurt was like, "Hey, man, your kid's super tough. We want your kid to come down and train with us in town."
Hell yeah.
And so Pops, Bruce, would drive me down on Wednesdays.
Bruce would get the Batmobile.
Yeah, after school, drive me down, and we would go
To the
practice
Batmobile.
at the Batmobile, and he'd drive me to Townsend, bro. So he created that relationship, and so then we ended up. Dude, I ended up like living there during the summertime and all this crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And then push come to shove, one of my first friends and people that I really connected with at Arizona State moves to Utah.
Yeah.
And then you're there for another 4 years.
4 years, yeah. Yep. Spent the rest of my collegiate career there.
And you roomed with Jade almost the whole time.
The whole entire time. I roomed with Jade all 4 years. Nuts.
That is nuts.
The world comes full circle, dude. That also goes to show like how small. I'm getting goosebumps talking about it. That also goes to show like how intertwined the wrestling community actually is. It's nuts, dude. Wrestling's like I wouldn't be anywhere without it. I wouldn't be anywhere like without the sport of wrestling for sure.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, wrestling is on all levels, not just even the aspect of training and.
I definitely have an OnlyFans going though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably be selling my body on the streets. So who knows how that'd be going?
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be here.
If you didn't have wrestling?
Yeah, if I didn't have wrestling.
Okay.
I'd probably be selling my body on the streets.
Yeah.
For sure.
I might be doing that already.
Yeah, I'm not, dude. OnlyFans is their partnerships have gone up 40% ever since this quarantine shit.
I believe it, bro.
100%.
Dude, here is the thing. I receive about a dozen or more requests for OnlyFans weekly, not from females.
Dude, I'll be here for a subscriber.
Dude, for a low price of $19.99, you can see the tip. Just the tip.
Just the tip. What gets me past that?
There's a deluxe package. I got it's a
Deluxe package for the deluxe package.
Yeah, it's a 3-tier deal, man. So yeah, I mean, I get requests from gay men, and dude, I will say, hey, I'm not here to bash gay guys because I got a lot of friends who are gay, and I appreciate them. But y'all need to chill out, okay? Y'all are borderline too much.
Yeah.
I understand that you're straightforward and that's who you are, but push the brakes a little bit, pal.
Yeah.
You see these girls with these guys that are saying some raunchy stuff to them. I get men that say that raunchy stuff to me.
That's the way I think of it too. Is like, I've had that too. Like guys talk to me in a weird way, man. Like makes me feel uncomfortable. Then I can only think about all the guys that like are super weird to women. And like,
dude,
talking like, let me see your toes. Can I see your toes?
Yeah.
Hey, show me that vagina.
Yeah.
Show me the vagina. No, I'm stigmatizing it, but yeah.
Yeah, right. Well,
or stereotyping it, rather.
I mean, it's essentially that's a lot of what it is.
Yeah.
And I tell you, man, dude, shout out to all the gay men out there.
Yo, dude, they got to shoot their shot too, bro.
Hey, I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
I understand it, but hey, like...
Lay off the brakes a little.
Yeah, dude. At the end of the day, man, I'm probably...
Lay on the brakes?
Yeah, lay on the brakes.
Don't lay off them.
Dude, pump them motherfuckers
pump
hard. Yeah. But it does get me to thinking, if I do have this many gay men that want to see me half naked.
You're going to try it out?
I don't know, man. The times haven't become that desperate. OnlyFans, you can do whatever you want.
Whatever you want?
Yeah.
Dude, so like that's for people's fetishes, man. So if I got a freaking foot fetish and I just want to see people's toes.
Dude, you can pay for it.
Wow.
There's a package for that.
Yeah.
Subscription.
God.
Yeah, there's definitely a subscription for that.
I want you to lift up your shirt and just play with your belly button.
Okay, I can do that right here. But
People would, yeah, dude. I guess there's a niche, dude. When it gets down to like sexualities and stuff, there's a market for everything.
here's the thing, Trev.
Yeah,
If you get nudies from me, you
Yeah.
get them for free.
for free, bro.
For free.
I get the eternal coupon, free off coupon.
Free off.
Oh,
Free 99.
free 99, 100% off.
100% off, man. I'm not going to charge you for my nudes.
Is that a guarantee?
It's a guarantee because
Wow.
First off, if you get my nudes, you're just part of the crew,
Right.
you know. So
Yeah, if you're just sending that shit out, like just on, I don't even have to ask.
yeah,
That's huge.
yeah. Every now and then, I do send out a couple nudies. Yeah, it's all about the angles.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy times, man. Crazy times right now, and I feel the thing about it is that I really can empathize for some people because here's the deal: is not everybody is gonna be a fucking entrepreneur.
Right.
Not everybody is gonna be.
It's a mindset.
Yes, dude. And here's the thing: is that if everybody owned their own business, it's impossible. There has to be people who create opportunities and businesses for people.
Yes.
It's just part of the economic growth. It's part of capitalism. And capitalism, in my eyes, is a great thing. Anybody who ever says capitalism is bad is bogus. They should go live in fucking a communism or a socialism
Yeah,
society.
socialist. Yeah.
And I truly believe that you should earn what the free market bears. And what the
Yes.
free market bears is dependent on your situation of this types of skill set and value that you can create in the market space.
Yep.
And for me personally, I know that there's absolutely no way possible that I could go be an employee.
And this isn't a bag on anybody out there who's working, grinding. Obviously, you got to do what you got to do. But I don't have the personality where I could sit at a desk 9 to 5.
No.
I can't do it. I couldn't do it.
Right. Unless it's
I mean, give me one of them fucking standing desks, maybe, dude.
Right.
Give me a yoga ball. Oh, I'll bounce on that bitch all day and work for you.
you should go live in Portland.
Right.
No, I get that, man. I understand because
I think it also comes with it comes with our nature too.
For sure.
Wrestling and
Right.
athletics.
absolutely.
Wrestling was the byproduct of all of this for sure.
Yep.
Like the mentality.
For sure. Absolutely. And so I understand that not everybody's going to be an entrepreneur. Not everybody's going to be a business owner. Not everybody's going to be a CEO of their own corporation. I understand that. But I also, in a time like this, it becomes very apparent that the risk taker, you're going to have two sides of the story. Number one, people who lose their jobs, and number two, people who still have their businesses but have to find a way to make it work. And that's kind of where I'm at. Thankfully, I don't have anyone else employed within my realm of business. You're self-employed. You are self-employed. So what it comes down to still is like you're still in business. Obviously, you've seen things slow down quite a bit because of all the fear and the mongering that's going on. But at the end of the day, we're still able to produce somewhat of results. What I'm looking at and what I was kind of getting to is there's people right now who have families, who are hardworking Americans that have kids and they work an honest job, they make an honest living. And right now, because of all this, they might not even be able to pay for their children.
Yeah.
And dude, I couldn't even put myself in that position. Like I'm sitting here only thinking about myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good for a couple of years, to be honest. You know, Field Supplements is not going anywhere.
Right.
And I'll find a way to conquer, no matter
The
what.
real estate market's not going anywhere. I mean, it fluctuates.
Right, but it's going to be there forever.
Yes.
Yeah, people will be buying homes forever.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we're in two markets that, even though in a down time, we're fairly quote unquote safe, but there's people out there who aren't. And man, dude, I feel for them.
Yeah. It's crazy that in times like this that the markets that we're in, for example, like they kind of feed off of the economic failures in a way, not necessarily because
You're right.
After all of this, there's going to be a need for especially supplementation, your industry.
Holy shit.
And then when it comes to real estate, the market's going to be down. It's going to be a buyer's market, man. It's going to be cheap. People who I've worked with in the past who weren't able to afford homes when they did get a little pricey. Prices went up, but when they weren't able to afford homes. Now, come 4 months from now, they're gonna be sitting pretty,
Right.
because it's gonna be down 25, 50. It's gonna be nuts.
That's what I'm trying to, and that's the thing.
Yeah,
is,
exactly.
and I've always talked about, like, anytime I've ever talked to a business person or a mentor that has acquired some sort of wealth in their life, they've always said to me, during down economic times, there's going to be a select few people that really rise during that time because they're able to see the market, they're able to just see for things for what they are, and regardless, they're able to adapt, change, and overcome the circumstance.
Yeah.
And that is the message, man.
Absolutely.
Is
Side hustle, baby.
you got to find a side hustle.
For example, my roommate's girlfriend, she's a teacher, so she's still getting her income.
Right.
She's not getting paid because they obviously get paid for summers, you know.
Right.
She started making these like different types of like dream catchers out
Right.
of yarn and
Yep,
shit.
yep.
And she's posting them on Facebook, and she has herself a market now. She's
got
selling every single one that she's making.
You got a business.
Yes, right then and there.
Boom.
Dude, you could make shit out of twigs. There's a business for that. People will want that.
Right. As long as you can provide.
Boy Scouts, baby.
Right. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You got to get creative. But the
Yeah.
last thing that you should be doing as a person is sitting there and feeling fucking sorry for
Don't feel
yourself.
sorry for yourself.
Because
I know I was a victim of that at the beginning of the shit.
I understand it.
For sure.
And for a second, you can sit in that.
Yeah.
You can say, okay, you know what? I feel it too.
Yeah.
For a minute, dude, I did shed a couple tears. I'm like, whoa, man, this is crazy. But then it makes you realize what's important. And then it makes you realize now it's time for a gut check.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite things. You know, you got to have intestinal fortitude. You got to have a gut check, man.
Yeah.
And that's the name of the game.
Yep.
That's life, man. Like, straight up, if you're not willing to be able to plant your hands in the front of the mirror and look yourself in the mirror and be able to look yourself in the eyes and have that conversation and get honest with yourself, you're gonna
Let go of all your insecurities.
Yeah.
Let go of all that bullshit.
yeah, everything that's holding you back.
Yeah.
And all these excuses and this victim mentality. Now, there's a difference between having victim mentality and actually being a victim of something.
Yeah, like a victim of depression.
Yes, you know, so like, but I understand it. But at the end of the day, we hold the keys to every door that we want to open. And I have been, and I know everyone has experienced life on all levels. I have been to rock bottom a few times. I've been to rock bottom a few times that people don't even know about. I've lived in my own shame, guilt. But at the end of the day, like right now, I feel that, I'm so incredibly grateful to be in this emotional space, to be able to literally be conscious of what's going on, be objective about it, and look at from an outsider's view, man. Because, dude, going to the grocery store, bro.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, we were talking about that. It's weird as fuck. I know for sure. It's like I was saying the other day to you, when I was in the grocery store, you know, first off, why everybody's there.
Right.
And you know exactly how they're feeling.
Right.
Like, there's so much tension, and like you can't stand next to anybody. It's weird. I just hope after all this that type of mentality doesn't stay. I hope that this makes us realize that we got to fucking come closer.
Right.
I hope social distancing doesn't become part of our nature.
It has to, man.
Yeah.
Because the only way as us as humans can move forward
Just come together.
is come together.
Yeah.
Is a collective consciousness.
Yeah.
You start to look at all the spiritual teachings of whoever, whether God, Buddha, Jesus, whoever, man, Allah. Everyone went down to the core of religion and to the core of spiritual teachings is a collective consciousness. Because as one, as a collective, man, if we were all able to vibrate as a whole, as one, man, the only way that we can transcend the levels of consciousness is by letting go of the attachments of our inner world. And if we all can take more responsibility and spiritual responsibility to do this, to dive within ourselves, to create that self-awareness, then guess what? You're going to raise to the consciousness. And you can't change the world by yourself, but just like the domino effect, by you changing, maybe that sparks change in somebody else. And then maybe that sparks change
Be
in
the change you wish to see in the world.
I love it. Be the change, and however many dorky, goofy, fucking
Cliche
cliches
quotes.
that you want to put on there, live and let go. You know what I'm saying? Just be.
Live,
Yeah.
laugh, love.
Right now, when you go out to the store, I can feel the fear.
Yeah. The tension's huge.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And it's just like, dude.
Because if you're feeling it, everybody else is.
Right.
Yeah, like not that necessarily I'm feeling it, but it's like others definitely. It's like, what the fuck? Why you're feeling this way? For sure, I'm gonna feed off that energy
Right.
in a way.
For sure. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm pretty receptive to it.
Yeah.
You know, we're conscious of it, and it's just like, what do you feel when you go home? What do they feel like?
Yeah.
When they're sitting in their shell by the
Same shit.
Same stuff.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a crazy time right now, but the biggest thing is understanding that it's gonna be okay, and that I would just always resort into anytime I have something that goes on like this. I just think about all the shit that I got going that's good.
Yeah.
The things I'm grateful for.
Yeah. It's got to come to an end, man. A crisis always has an end. A crisis is a crisis, but a crisis without an end is just the end.
Right, the end.
And it's not the fucking
and
end.
I think this is a time and a test. This is how I look at it. Is like right now, how I'm looking at it is like I'm a caterpillar in a cocoon. And this time right now is
I'm a peacock. You gotta let me fly.
let me fly, baby. And after it's all said and done, man, I really feel that like I have just this like I can feel it, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a knowing state. I can't even really explain it. It's this knowing state of just I'm supercharged. You know, I get a few hours of sleep last night. I'm ready to fucking rock and roll today.
Yeah.
Jump on this podcast and continue to keep doing this thing because all I'm saying is that life is short. Mm-hmm. And once you start to say, hey, I'm not going to sit here and waste my time by getting slammed every day, pounding the booze to pass the time away, feeling sorry for myself.
Numbing your mind.
Yeah, numbing my mind and my spirit. I'm going to fucking start to read some books. I'm going to start a podcast. I'm going to do that yoga that I said I was going to start doing. I'm going to start doing these things that you've been putting off long and long and long.
Give your fucking family a call.
Exactly.
Reach out to loved ones.
Shit, man.
Now's the time for sure to do all that stuff. I'm guilty of not doing it. I'm just talking the talk right now.
I'm guilty too. That's why I'm saying it.
Yeah.
And I think that's what the biggest message is like, you know, when people are listening to this podcast is that time and time after again is whenever we share something or I share something myself, it's comes straight from experience.
Right.
And we're not perfect people. And I don't ever intend to be that. But each and every day, we do have an opportunity to grow.
Yep.
And it's a conscious choice because I've lived on the other end. I've lived on the other end of saying, nah, fuck it.
Yeah, you choose to fuck off.
Yeah. Be like, you know what?
And then that just leads to more choosing to fuck off.
Procrastination.
Yes.
Procrastination kills.
Yep.
It absolutely kills. It kills every single dream out there. It kills every single aspiration and every ounce of hope and inspiration and motivation that you have in your soul. And it's just like, man, I felt that. And whoever's looking out, if it's God or Source or the universe or whoever that you want to put a name on it, whoever's looking out for us, man, if you've been given multiple chances over and over and over again and you're not dead and you're not behind bars, it's time to saddle up, get on that pony, baby, and giddy the fuck up.
Fuck yeah.
I'm typically a little bit more weathered in my approach when I talk about this type of stuff, but I'm not really feeling that today. What I'm feeling is there's a point where enough is enough. The pleasure will no longer be worth the pain, and it's time to step into your power.
Step the fuck up.
And look at yourself in the fucking mirror and say, what the fuck are you worth, man? And you could get all spiritual, you could get fancy, you can get weathered with it, you can say all these fancy things, you can read all these books, you can do all this research, you can say all these things, but until you hop up on the horse, until you saddle up and you slap that sucker right in the ass and you ride out into the sunset, you ain't shit.
Yep. Don't talk about it. Be about it.
Right.
You got to be about it.
And that's the only thing is like, you know, this will be something that I always like resort back to, like, you know, I have such phenomenal content that I have an array of. You know, I'm listening to my mentor Jeffrey Combs, and I listen to people like David Icke as well as David Hawkins that just deliver content on the next level.
Yeah.
And then I listen to somebody like E.T. the hip hop preacher, or
is he the guy that he did that segment where he's like, if you want to survive as bad as you want to breathe. Dude, I fucking love that.
If you want to,
if you want to breathe, something like that.
If you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe.
Yeah, that's what it is. Is succeed as bad as you want to breathe.
Yeah, so you put your head down in the water.
Yeah.
Put your head in the water. You put your head in the water, and
you started drowning.
Yeah, you started drowning, and what do you want to do? You want to fight for that fucking air, baby.
Air.
You want to fight for air.
Yeah, I love that one.
Yeah, that is just I've probably listened to that hundreds of times.
Pop it on YouTube and just get to work.
So I mean, sometimes I'm feeling that really intellectual message. And sometimes I get up and I'm just like, there's only one way to do this, baby, is you sit your ass in a chair and you produce results.
Attack.
That's it. You put yourself on the offense, you get your ass off the bench, you stop watching the game that's in front of you, and you get in the game, baby. That's it. Pony up, Chief. It's time to hop in the game.
And there's steps that come before it too. Like
for sure.
Yeah. You got to fuel it as well. If you can put in the work, but you also got to fuel your mind. You got to eat healthy. You got to eat right. Be nutritious. I've started recently added into my routine, my daily routine. I'm trying to is meditate.
Yep.
I found huge benefits in doing that.
Awesome.
Man.
Yeah.
Just clearing the conscious.
Are you using the Sam Harris app?
No. Are you familiar with Naval Ravikant?
Nope.
He's like one of my favorite guys, man. So he's an angel investor. That's how he started out, making a name for himself. And he's helped like invest in shitloads of companies and bring them to fruition. And he's got a very stoic mentality. He's a philosopher type guy, and he's basically his whole idea of meditation is it's the art of doing absolutely nothing. So it's like you sit there and whatever comes and goes, you let it enter.
Right.
You fucking come and go.
Right.
You think nothing of it.
Right.
Let it pass. So it's just sitting there in a room with your eyes closed or outside, wherever the fuck. You can be at a construction site doing meditation, whatever the fuck's going on. You have to sit there, let it pass. So yeah, I've started adding that into my routine. I just think like when it comes to apps and like having someone, I tried the Sam Harris app. Mm-hmm. When it comes to that, and like having someone in my ear, like okay, and breathing, like if you need help, like count to one, count your breaths, like 1, 2, 3, and like breathe out. I just feel like that in itself is a distraction,
taking you away.
Yeah, in a way,
right.
But it's helpful for sure, because it's like it's a guideline, like and some people may need that. I just feel like I want to get right into the fucking full-fledged meditation. Just sit there and do nothing. Because that's hard, dude. Those who can sit in a room and do absolutely nothing.
Right.
That's crazy.
And that's, dude, I understand that. I'm always asked about my experiences like in the mountains and things when I go into the mountains. And it's just like, man, I'll be honest with you. That is some of the most meditation I've ever experienced is literally disappearing in the middle of nowhere, have my phone turned off, and sitting there.
Yeah.
Just fucking sitting there, man. Literally just like, and just letting, that's what yoga is.
Yeah.
Yoga is sitting through that which is. There's no good and or bad. It's just a place of acceptance.
Yeah.
So you're literally sitting there feeling, might feel anxious, you might feel aches or pains.
But you let it.
You just let it be, and you're just simply the awareness behind these things.
Exactly. That's what comes into play. Self-awareness is huge.
Awareness. You're and it's no longer like, it's almost like Eckhart Tolle talks about no longer being, like your identity is like you're no longer your thoughts, you're the awareness behind your thoughts. You're no longer your thinking brain. You're simply the awareness behind them.
Right.
And when you become that awareness, man, you can sit and you are present. Because now you're not overran by this.
I'm having this thought, but why?
Right.
Like, why am I having this?
Right,
feeling?
but you're just simply the bystander looking in.
Yeah, that's a.
But but as the bystander, you're not thinking more.
Right.
You're just taking it as like this is just is.
Yeah.
I'm having this thought. This is what's going on, and I'm accepting it. And you're not even really having that inner dialogue, but that's just what's happening.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Is you're just the awareness behind these things. And that in itself, dude, creates such a fucking flow. And that in itself, bro, is the key. I'm definitely no expert.
Yeah. Fuck me neither.
You know,
everything that I've said is paraphrasing.
Right,
for sure. I'm
right.
paraphrasing
Yeah,
from people who have taught me or like
right.
my podcasts that I've listened to. And
100%.
People who I idolize and like think of as mentors, even though to me, they don't even fucking know me. Like Naval Ravikant, like I'm like, fuck, this guy is amazing.
Right,
Like,
right.
So I'm paraphrasing for sure.
For sure. And I definitely apply a lot of the principles to my life.
Yes.
And I live by them, and I have. And the thing about it all is that what I really love about this information is, and when we talk about this information is, even though, I think there's a big misconception about being able to talk about this information and you having to be quote unquote successful. Because I was just kind of chatting about this the other day, and I was like, man, all right, so I'm running my own business from home. I'm doing whatever I want. And now I just started my podcast, and I'm fucking happy.
Yeah.
Like, I am fulfilled. Like, if now as the money comes, like, it's not going to change anything about how happy I am. I'm literally doing what I love. Today's a Thursday at noon that we're hopping on here and chatting for a few hours.
Yep.
And I don't have expectation of this. I'm not doing this because I'm trying to make money. I'm not doing this to try to have status. I'm doing this because this is something that I've wanted to do and that has pulled at my heartstrings that I love to do.
I think a trait of happiness as well that I've seen a lot with like successful people and people that I've listened to is just the art of helping others.
Right.
The art of giving and like having gratitude. And your company is a prime example of it. You're fucking fuel. No pun intended. You're fueling people.
Exactly. Yeah. Get fueled, man. Yeah. It's and it's a family.
Yeah.
That's the thing about it is it's like, I'm trying to create a culture of people.
Yeah.
That
a cult.
Essentially, that's what it is. When you look at all these things, you're creating cults, man. And
you are our leader.
Bow. Yeah. No, we're in this together. And I was talking about is although I am the captain of this ship and of the fueled army, is that you, dude, in your life are creating your own army with your real estate.
Yeah.
So EXP is what Trevor works for.
Yep.
It's a realty company that does things a little bit differently.
Yeah, we're a cloud-based brokerage, so that means we're technologically based, and it's completely innovative. We're the Amazon of real estate.
Right.
Yeah.
And you guys do a lot of revenue sharing, so kind of fill in the listeners on exactly like what that essentially means.
Revenue sharing is basically like if I recruit you to my company, I essentially am now to your sponsor. So it's like, I'm your AA now. I'm your sponsor. And now for every sale that you will be making, I'm making some sort of percentage off of that.
Yes.
It's not a high percentage by any means, and it doesn't work like an MLM because it all comes back full-fledged circle.
Right.
That's the point. It's revenue sharing, so it recycles all the way through.
Right.
And none of it goes up to the freaking company. It's all within itself and the people who work for the company.
Right.
So it's like and it's a freaking full-fledged system to the point where like if I'm not making any money, neither are they. So we have it goes back to the family thing. It's a huge family thing.
Right.
So it's like we're all in this together. We all want to work towards something, and we are a publicly funded company too. So there's stocks involved. So there's 3 different ways to make money. So it's stocks, the revenue sharing portion, and then sales.
Nice.
And so it's like I was saying, if this guy over here isn't making money, and that's a huge incentive for me to help people.
Right.
Especially if you're new. Like I want to get you going. I want to start helping you make money because that's going to make me money.
Right.
It's going to make our company money.
Right.
It's a huge incentive. Huge.
I like that.
Yeah. It's one of the most interesting. Like so, it essentially, if you're familiar with like the way profit sharing works, for those listening, profit sharing it works, but it doesn't because there's brick and mortar offices.
Right.
So yeah, I can make a sale, but my profit share check would only be like $200 because I work in a brick and mortar office, and that just went to Jim's coffee maker, his coffee grounds he had to use, or that just went to Joe's copies that he had to make for his flyers, and that also goes to the overhead of the company that they have to pay rent.
Right.
They have to keep this held up somehow.
Right.
So it's super innovative. We actually were just voted on Glassdoor like one of the best companies to work for.
Wow.
So in 2019, I believe, like one of the top 10 best companies to work for.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. So I'm super grateful for that. Going back to the passion part, I had a question for you. Do you think that you were passionate at it? You were passionate for it at the beginning, or did that passion come along with the success and success being that's broad because
Right.
like what's the definition of that?
Right.
Do you think that it started out like you had that innate like passion for it, or was it something that you felt as time went on and you realized you're like, fuck, like I could this is awesome, like I could do something with this shit. Like has that always been there for you or?
Yes and no, because I do believe there's always been this inner voice that's for me always wanted to create a culture and help people regardless of whatever it is. And so I've always felt that pull where I've wanted to do something like that.
Yeah.
I initially wanted to be a doctor.
I remember that.
So I wanted to be a doctor, and I want to.
You're
and,
studying biology in
yeah,
college?
yeah, the health and wellness track. They don't have
Yeah,
a pre-med
yeah.
there, so I was doing health and wellness track. So I took a lot of classes in high school and prepared myself for college and that level, and I began to understand the human body, biology, human mechanics, and I really got involved in it because I wanted to help people. I think that was the core of it all.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize it when you're 19 years old.
Yeah.
That's the core of what you're really wanting to do. Some people are like, man, I've just been a helper my whole life. I'm like, yeah, I get that, Sarah.
Yeah.
You know, I understand that. But for some of us, I think, first off, dude, I was just talking about this the other day, and I'll come back to full circle to this question, is that, you know, we're 26 now. You're
Yep.
20. Just happy,
Yeah, I
birth-
just
ha-
turned- I
yeah,
just
happy
20
birthday.
yeah.
And I'll be 27 in August. And I truly believe there's been a conscious shift from 25 to now. And during that time is
I'm still in denial.
but I mean, but you're
I'm on my own health insurance
yeah,
now.
that's just true. You know, but on a scientific level, the prefrontal cortex now is fully developed.
Right.
During this time, and that's supposed to be thinking, reasoning, rationing, and I'd feel that now in the last few years is when I've really caught some steam. But when I first started Fueled Supplements, at the core of it was like, first and foremost, I just needed to do something with my life.
Right.
I was a transient mountain man, living like a hippie, all over the place.
Well, you've always been the type of person that's got to stay busy,
Right.
in order to escape.
Yes.
Not necessarily escape might be the wrong word, but to
Right.
fucking
Yeah, I never could live a normal, like a
Right.
quote unquote normal.
Yeah, yeah.
Even just my entire life, I knew that I was not going to be in a normal setting.
Yeah.
And I'm incredibly grateful for the years that I was able to be introduced to network marketing, to business, and the mentorship that I've had through there, because that's definitely given me a pathway to get to where I am now.
Yeah.
And I always said back when I did network marketing, we're like, well, you're going to do network marketing your entire life. People ask me this all the time. They're like, well, if Vima's around or Verve's around my entire life and I'm cashing out, then why would I go anywhere?
Right.
You know, but that all came tumbling down. And
Well, sorry to
Yeah.
go on an off tangent here, but what happened with them again? It was like fraud.
so they by the FTC, the Federal Trade Committee, they filed an illegal pyramid scheme lawsuit
Yeah, that's right.
that essentially tore down the entire company, froze all of its assets, and the thing about it is
Should have liquidated them bitches.
yeah. Well, guess what happened is it took him 4 years to fight the case, and
Lost all his money.
he lost all his
Fighting the
money,
case.
but they won it.
No shit.
They won it. They won the case, and so they provided the information that the FTC wanted to collect. They provided that information in 36 hours.
Yo.
It was hundreds of pages.
They had that shit ready, dude. They had it on deck. They were prepared.
They were prepared
Yeah.
just because they were a company that went from 100 million to $500 million in a year.
That's nuts.
That's some growth, man.
Yeah.
And so they were prepared, and obviously during the time that there was a lot of companies, Herbalife, there's a handful of other companies that were getting shut down
Yeah.
For being illegal pyramid schemes. And their comp plan, to be honest, is probably one of the most. Well, what was truly going on, and what really happened is they got the media involved because there was 19-year-old kids challenging the system, the quote unquote system. You got kids.
The system that you chose to work for.
Yeah, well,
Right?
well,
Were they working or no?
no, the system saying you got kids on college campuses saying,
Oh, I got you.
fuck school.
Right,
Join this, make money, screw a 9 to 5.
You're right.
The whole YPR, young people's
So
revolution.
it wasn't the people working
No,
for
dude, it was the
fucking
culture,
I
man.
gotcha.
Man, I remember coming down here and having 200 kids packed in the backyard and people standing on
remember that
on a
shit.
folding table saying, "This is how you get rich. Do you want to work a 9 to 5 the rest of your life?
Yeah.
Do you want to live paycheck to paycheck? Is this what you want for your family? Wake up 40 years from now to somebody that you don't want, that you don't love. You got kids and you wonder, how the fuck did I get here?"
Yeah.
But that's life, man.
You hear that as a kid in college, you're like, oh, fuck.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Is this really what I want?
Yeah.
You want to work a 9 to 5 for the next 40 years of your life to wake up one day next to somebody that you hate?
Yeah.
Fuck
You wanna
no.
keep going to Psych 101 classes, huh?
You better go. And when you're hearing that stuff and you're like, you know what? You can break free from the cycle. And you're like, you go to an average school, the average student loan debt is $50,000 to $70,000 in
it's
student loan
disgusting.
debt. And it's going to take you 40 years or your entire lifetime to pay this off. But right now, this is a lucrative opportunity to step into something that you can earn what you deserve.
Yeah.
And so that was the message they're portraying across campuses. They're saying, the hell with school, man.
Yeah.
The hell with being a puppet. Work for yourself, which I agree with all of this.
Yeah.
But what happens when you try to mess with the big dogs?
Yeah, you get fucking brought down.
You get brought down, man.
Yeah.
It's only gonna last so long. So they started to ban Verve and Vima on college campuses. And that's how it made the national news. And once it made the national news, it all came tumbling
Yeah.
down, bro. And even though I truly believe that the integrity was there because I understood the composition plans, I saw it from the backside. I had some pretty good understanding of the business model.
Mm-hmm.
It was solid. It was really solid compared to some of the other comp plans that I've seen in network marketing. And I truly believe that the integrity was there. I made friends with a lot, the owner, BK Borrego, as well as some of the top earners, the Sarvers who got me involved. I mean, there's some quality people that I was involved with. And I will say, at the very core of it all, is I felt that it was fairly solid. It was a solid company. They provided the correct information. And yeah, they took them 4 years to beat it, but they provided the information in 36 hours. So
Yeah, that's nuts.
that shows you the power of the FTC and the government. trying
Right, to hold you the fuck back.
Yeah, to shut you down. So like kind of tracing back into my life
Yep.
is I essentially took that time and man, that was when I first got exposed to personal development. That was when I first got exposed to Jeffrey Combs. That was when I first got exposed to all these things that I've never really been exposed to. Yes, my dad has been a very successful business owner, but he's really old school in his approach, man. He's really wake up, do the damn thing, and
Yeah.
which is great. Obviously, he's had his success, and
Face that shit head on.
yeah,
face to face.
yeah, that's always baptism by fire has
Yeah.
always been his case. He's going to outproduce his problems, and I believe that I'm 100% outproduce of problems. But now I was introduced to the skill set of it all. He had these skills that he didn't even read fucking books about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he was doing this on the daily.
It's just
on how to
inherent.
yeah, it was just what he just did through baptism of being part of the process for such a long time.
Yeah.
And so I was introduced to Vima, gives me this skill set, gives me all this value and content that I can really bring into myself. That's when I did start learning about meditation, learning about the inner game, the inner flow of myself, the aspect of sales, communication, and how this all revolves around the big picture. So in Vima, I would always used to say, well, one day I'm going to own my own product company.
Yeah.
I would say that all the time. But I didn't believe that was going to be when I was fucking 24.
You planted that seed though, boy.
I did,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
And so I guess from the get-go, it was always something that was in the pipeline. But to answer your question, is that real strong pull really didn't start to hit me until I got real with myself and actually committed to the process each and every day, which was about 1.5 years ago to 2 years ago. But more specifically, over about 1.5 years ago.
Right.
1.5 years ago is when I really put my foot down and said, "Hey, it's time to put on the gas."
Yeah.
And once I did, and I started to connect with people, and once I started to see that, holy shit, like one thing we'll ever be sure is that I don't care about the money. Nothing, absolute nothing will amount to the level of satisfaction that I receive when somebody sends me a heartfelt message
Yeah.
about the product,
Yeah.
about what it's done for them.
That's huge.
And dude, I read that, I'm like, you know what? I could be the biggest piece of shit in the world, but these people are literally taking my product because it's helping them.
Yeah.
It's helped their performance. Thank you so much. I've been taking your sleep and recovery formula. I've been prescribed pills and lotions and potions over the years.
Yeah.
And nothing's allowed me to sleep and get this type of sleep. Thank you for providing this quality of products, and thank you for your transparency. That, dude, I can't take all the credit for that.
Right.
That is something that has been, my dad has been, when I look back on the mentorship that he's provided me and the example that he set,
Never was about money.
Not ever was that man about money.
Right.
That's what I'm like, damn, bro. I'm like, that's what fucking really started to motivate me to answer your question.
Yeah.
Is starting to see that, holy shit, my dad for 25 years has literally touched people's lives. You go back into my hometown, I know it's 60,000 people. It's a small town. You go to the gyms, you go out to the restaurants, you go out to the bars. You see people wearing my dad's clothing.
That's huge. He's probably well known over there.
He's well known, man.
Yeah.
He's a household name in a small city.
Yeah.
And you obviously you're gonna have some
Nothing
people.
but good. Well, yeah.
You're gonna have a few people.
Right.
But that's with anything in life.
Yeah.
But a little side story is
Not everybody's gonna fucking love you.
No, not everybody. But it's funny, dude. So back when I was kind of a renegade, which I still am in many ways, but days when I was really renegade, I had a big ass beard, long hair, those days.
Yeah. Living in the bus.
Yeah, dude. So I remember going back to Great Falls, and I'd go to the bars, be fucked up, drunk, and I'd see people wearing my dad's gear all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shit they pick up from the shop.
Yeah.
And I'd find myself meandering over.
Yeah.
And I'd start shooting the shit. Start talking to these guys.
Like you're not even a part of it. You have
Nobody
idea.
fucking knows, man. And so I'm sitting there talking about, man, I see you wearing a TNT shirt. They're like, yeah, man. Or they got a hat on. Those are the two big things. They got these hats, the 112s. I see you got a TNT hat on, huh? Yeah, man. Blah, blah, blah. And they start, I'll start to prod them.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, yeah, dude, that.
You like dynamite? What's TNT?
What's TNT, man? I don't get it. And then I'll just start. Yeah, actually, I heard the guy who runs that business is an asshole. That black-haired guy. It's like, yeah, I think his name's Wayne or something. Just a complete dink. And they'd be sitting there like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. Nobody would ever say. Obviously, if they're wearing the shit, they're not going to.
He ran that shit.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to say that part.
I
but,
know.
you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's going to say something like that.
Right.
And so it's one of those things where I'd sit there and I would go off and be like, man, that guy is such an asshole. He's such a mean guy. And they would never say a word. And then it's pretty funny because 10 minutes later, when their buddy came back from the bathroom or getting a drink at the bar, I'd see him like doing one of these numbers like, dude, that's Wayne's kid, man.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting over there just for 10 minutes.
He's a fucking psychopath.
Yeah,
This kid's a sociopath.
Who is this guy? But it's funny. So how that ties in is just like, man, on a larger scale, I would like to do the same.
Yeah.
I would just like to do the same because my dad's success, and he doesn't even want to talk about it. He doesn't even want people to know. He doesn't want any sort of limelight. And not that I want the limelight. I'm obviously just a little more outspoken than he is.
Yeah.
And I want to deliver what he's given to me to a large scale and what he's done to people.
Yeah.
And done for people.
The second that you start to like even mention a word about money or like talk about it in that aspect, there's a stigma that goes on you that's like you're a little bit greedier than
right.
Like, and that's obviously not how he wants to portray himself at all.
No, man. And
because I'll be honest, when I got into real estate, I think the first thing I thought like there's greed. Like I was like, I want to make money for sure.
And at the end of the day, bro, I will say is that I'm not
gotta make money.
Yeah, I'm not doing this for free.
Right.
You know what I'm
gotta make
saying?
money.
Yeah. You go to a person who works a normal job, they got to make money.
Right.
So I have no guilt of earning and achieving money. And it goes back to saying you will earn in free market what the free market bears by the value that you bring to that
Yeah,
free
it's all
market,
about
man.
value.
So depending on the value that you can bring to the free market is going to be receptive of what you get back.
Yep.
You know, you take the of what you get back. And what I'm saying is that I don't feel that you should be guilty or ashamed of making money or large amounts of money or generating and creating wealth. I think there's a message behind how to do it properly and objectively.
Serving others, helping others,
Fuck, man.
gratitude.
Yes,
all
that's
that
it
shit.
right there. You know, I look
Yeah.
at my mentor and he's always talking about, you know, he talks about sit in your desk with your AIC ass in chair and produce results.
Yeah.
Become a closer.
Yeah.
Produce results. You pick up the phone and you start dialing.
Yeah.
And this is how you create wealth. He goes, when I first started in free enterprise in 1980 something or whatever it is, he says, I bought myself this desk, this very desk that I've had now for 30 some years. I've generated over $35 million from sitting at this desk.
Yep.
And that's when I hear something like that, I don't sit there and be like, that arrogant, wealthy asshole. I'm sitting there like, that's a bad motherfucker.
Fuck yeah.
That's somebody.
If he can do it, why can't I?
Why can't I?
What's the difference between him and I?
Time, consistency.
Fucking passion, then yeah, consistency is huge. Persistency,
Yes.
persistence. Oh,
Time,
all the above. bro.
Time over consistency is everything. I mean, that is success.
Yeah.
People get pissed off when like I'll go from like being pretty out of shape and like a month or two in, you're shredded.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, you do know that there's been a foundation
yeah,
set.
you've laid that foundation down. Yeah.
I've been lifting weights since I was 6 years
Yeah.
old. Time,
I started in the 6th grade. but-
yeah, time over consistency.
Yeah.
You know, so like me being able to make some changes to my physique, like is going to come down to what you've put in up to this point.
Yeah.
People that want to get ripped or get in shape in a few months or even a year.
Go take steroids.
Dude,
Go take steroids.
That's the only way.
Yeah.
If naturally, as you stand, the only way to acquire aesthetic change is time and consistency.
Yep.
And it has to be documented and dialed in if you really are serious about it. Not this not throwing the dirt at the wind, man.
Yeah.
You gotta line it up. You have to, because if that's true of your goals, but understand that if you're not losing the weight that you want to lose, or you're not gaining the weight that you want to gain, but you're not willing to do those little things that are a little extra work, then don't expect that.
Yeah.
That's where I stand is like, dude, I'm in a position right now where I can probably eat whatever I want.
Yep.
But for me, for my sanity, as well as for just my own, I weigh out all my meals still.
Yeah.
I do. I weigh them on a scale, and because I want to track.
Fuck yeah.
You know, for me, you know, I'm very, very deep into all this.
Yeah.
And it's not like I'm some psycho where I'm not gonna go eat a fucking cheeseburger.
You just have that. That's how your brain works, though. Like that's
Right.
how you need that.
Right, I
Yeah.
require it for
Yeah.
sure. I want to make sure that,
Yeah.
like, all right, well, you know, right now I've upped my let's say protein. I've upped my protein now to 5 to 6 ounces.
Yeah.
Okay, well, even though I'm pretty much a food drug dealer at this point. Like, I could probably close my eyes, put the perfect amount of
Pharmaceutical
Yeah.
sales with an F.
yeah, pretty much, dude. You know, like I could definitely put the right amount of chicken and rice in a bowl.
Yeah.
And know exactly how much it is. But I just want to make sure is because here's the deal. Think of it this way. Is all right, let's just say I'm doing 6 ounces of chicken and 6 ounces of rice. Let's just say I eat that 5 times a day. What if I miss it on average by an ounce? Which an ounce is a pretty easy measurement to miss by. Even
Yeah.
a half of an ounce.
Yeah.
Okay? A half of an ounce on chicken over
Every day
every day at half of an ounce is 5 ounces.
Yeah.
So that's one less entire meal.
Yeah.
And then you take that over a week. So that's 30 less meals a month.
Yep. It's big.
It's big. It's fucking big, man.
Yeah.
And that's what if you really want to make changes, you gotta log the shit down, man.
Yeah.
Like That's like when people ask me about my experience, dude. I was 165 pounds when I decided to go wrestle 133. I was a psycho,
that.
dude.
Yeah.
Bro, you saw me transform my body.
Yeah, dude. You were weighing 140.
Yes, dude.
Nuts.
I mean, dude,
Nuts.
I've never been, and I did that over 6 months.
Yeah.
7 months. I've never been more calculated in my entire life. Obviously, it's not sustainable. I don't suggest doing that.
Yeah.
I was killing myself for sure. But I tell you what, man, I was fucking dialed.
Yeah. Oh,
And-
yeah.
And now I'm back 170 pounds, and I'm
Feeling
I'm-
fucking great.
I'm dialed on the other end. Though.
Right.
You know, I'm dialed to saying, hey, man, I feel good. You know, but I'm still measuring my meals because right now I want to try to get to like 180.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna throw some beef on the
Dude,
bones.
I want 180 too, bro.
You know?
I want to get there.
You better eat.
Dude, I'm fucking.
You better eat.
That's
some,
my problem.
Eat. That's
I just gotta start slamming.
dude. That's it,
That's what I'm saying. I just gotta start eating whatever the fuck I want.
dude. That
Like just whatever comes in front of my face. Obviously, you could do it. You could do it the like a healthy, good way.
Right.
But I genuinely just think that at this point,
right. Well, dude, you know, you got to look at yourself
because I don't really like to I'm not gonna calculate. Like,
Right.
That's just my brain works.
right. You know, and our body types are gonna be a little bit different.
Right,
You know,
exactly.
so you know,
Like I'm way better looking than you.
probably
Like, wait.
fucking Jason Briggs looking fuck.
American Pie, baby.
Yeah. So
My favorite.
yeah.
That's not biased at all, though.
Yeah. This has been fun, man.
Yeah.
So we talked about a lot of stuff. We talked about some OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
I'm gonna start my OnlyFans. I think.
Yeah. For everybody who's been requesting it, Josh is now starting his OnlyFans.
I'm starting it.
And I'll partner up with him on some days, on some episodes,
Right.
whatever he wants to release.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
If he needs me for the big stuff, you know?
the big stuff, he says.
Mm.
It's all the big stuff, man. But yeah, man, just wrapping up today's episode. It's been a phenomenal time sitting here with you, Trevor.
Heck yeah, dude.
Man, we've had
much love.
almost 10 years of friendship.
Yeah.
Close.
You damn near.
Yeah, so we're approaching that 10 years of friendship, man. And you've been a day one to me.
Yeah. Day one homie.
Grateful for you and your support always whenever I'm doing.
Yeah.
The good and the crazy.
Always.
We have so many stories that we didn't even get to.
Yeah. Well, dude, we'll have to do this again.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe even like once a month or something like that.
I'm totally down.
Plan on it, or anytime that you have some free time, want to swing by and do a podcast, because we definitely have some funny stories and
Oh, we have so much more content.
oh my god, man,
So much more.
A lot of great things and positive things that
Good memories.
Oh, such a good friendship and a fruitful friendship, bro.
Yep.
And I'm definitely glad that we've been able to keep in touch over the years. And they do say that in college that you meet some of the people that you'll be around the rest of your life. And
There you go.
And I think that might be one of those relationships.
I want to spend the rest of my life with you.
Well, you know what, Trev? I'm glad that Brennan's got you, okay? So I like you here for a few hours, but you're going to need to get the fuck out.
Your Uber's outside.
Yeah, it's waiting. No sleeping over, okay? I have a strict no sleepover policy.
It's a fucking 4-bedroom you got here, dude.
Dude, well,
That's bullshit.
Yeah, okay, well, you're not sleeping with me, man. That's all I'm saying is you're just not sleeping with me. But, man, I really appreciate you jumping on here.
Thank you, Jay.
Where can people find you on the gram?
On the gram, you could follow me at EXP Realty, REALTY, Trev, TREV.
And if you
That's the gram handle, baby.
all right, and if you are in the valley, in the
Yup.
surrounding areas, Trevor can help you with all your realty needs.
Yes, I can.
I am-
buy or sell houses.
Cool.
Let's do
I'm
it.
going to be in the process of purchasing my first home,
Yeah.
or townhome, or whatever we come what the conclusion is.
Yeah.
From you here, hopefully within the next 6 to 8 months, and it's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool to be able to do business
gonna
with
be
your
huge.
friends, dude.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm grateful that
Keep it in the family, baby.
yeah, of course. And that's a message, man, is if you got friends that are doing something, support them.
Support 'em, support 'em.
It's
Support the fuck
easy.
out of 'em.
That's why I'm grateful you, man.
They're your friends for a reason.
Taking your time to come over here for a
Of
few
course,
hours of your
dude.
day to jump on this podcast.
Of course. Well, thank you so much for having me, man.
Yeah, I love you, my friend.
I love you too.
And for all the listeners joining in, of course, you guys can find me on my social media outlets at mogul_Mor-In on Instagram. I'm not giving away my Snapchat because that's for the nudie fans and those who want to pay the premium price. But you can find me on Facebook at Josh Mor-In, as well as check out my supplement page at Fueled Supplements. And for all your supplement needs, check out fueledsupplements.com. You have a blessed day.
Love you guys.